I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 234 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
Your boy Flowz.
And before we kick off the episode, guys, you know the drill by now. My usual housekeeping message, please head over to our Instagram page, which is SZN Podcast, or our Twitter page, which is SZN Pod. There's a link in the bio on both of those pages, and that will take you to where we're situated at, streaming-wise. So if you like audio, you've got the Spotify, Apple Podcast links there. If you like the visuals, you've got also the YouTube channel link there as well. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a review. Some more stuff coming as well. Might be a TikTok link there soon. Who knows? Very, very soon. And other things as well. Short form content, eh? But yeah, how you been, Flowz? Hope you're good.
Good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, man. Cool. Same here. Yeah, a few things to discuss this week. Let's get straight into it. We're gonna start with, if you don't mind, Saturday, Chisora Wallin, because that was the main thing to talk about. I'm gonna go straight into the main event because I have a few things to say. Bro. I have a few things to say.
Go ahead. Go off.
Look, man, it's actually shameful. That Otto Wallin, he has to hang up. It's over. It's done. He's finished. He has to hang up. Because last week I said, yeah, cool. Just off the skill factor and the fact that Chisora is 40 or so? I think it's 40, right?
Yep.
This is his 49th fight. A lot of wear and tear. We know that Chisora, this version of Chisora, I mean, he never really had much of an engine anyways in his prime, but this version of Chisora, no engine whatsoever. 4-round fighter. Second half of the fight, we know what the tactic is, right? Go to the corner and chill and ride with the punches. So I said to myself, you Otto Wallin, you're a fresh, young, hungry lion. You're a pussy. I'm saying it straight up. He's been a pussy.
Yeah, got shit that lion from it.
Yeah, maybe he's not a pussycat, not a lion. But the fact, even though he's a pussy, he should still have the skill and the engine to keep a Chisora, who, like I said, at best is a 4-round fighter, at bay and just outpoint him. And that's why I said to myself, really and truly, I should be pulling for Wallin, but I'm worried because I'm seeing the way Wallin's acting, his usual jovial, happy self. There's been a lot of talks about Wallin and his lack of wanting it compared to other fighters. You know, does he really care about boxing enough? Does he really want it, or is he a guy that's just happy to be here? And I said, you come into this fight with this attitude, you can get yourself knocked out or stopped or dropped or whatever, because we know what Chisora is coming to do. Even though we can fault him for his lack of ability in terms of skills and he's old now, engine wear and tear. One thing Chisora does have and always has is dog and heart. And that will just get him the win over Wallin based off that. And I said to myself, it'd be very shameful if Wallin allows his soft self to do him a disservice in that ring. And bro, that's exactly what we saw, man. Chisora had his way with Wallin. Beat him up, bullied him, stepped straight to him, was able to just rough him up on the inside, throw him about, and second half of the fight, 5th round, 6th round onwards, he went to his usual tactic of then going to the corner to conserve energy. Wallin wasn't able to do anything of note, really. And honestly, Chisora, he had him up every round, to be honest, bro. He had his way every round to me. The fight wasn't good to me. I didn't really enjoy the fight. It was a very low-quality affair, in my opinion. But Chisora was able to, win rounds off the fact that he was able to take Wallin into a bit more of a dog scrap. And Wallin, being soft and being a pussy, was allowing it to happen. And that's shameful. So I hope, I hope this is the last we ever see of Otto Wallin. I hope it's the last we see of him. Because that fighter we saw against Fury, that was clearly a fluke. Clearly a fluke. No, clearly a fluke. Oh, it's the fact that obviously Fury being such an enigma, we know when Fury's on it, he's incredible. But when he's not on it, he can churn out stinkers. that was a Fury who obviously didn't take this guy seriously and cool. But all that good work that he did in the Fury fight in terms of the boxing, the moving, it's not there for me no more. I haven't seen it for a long time. Like I said, I don't think this guy really cares about boxing. I don't think his heart's in the game anymore. And if that's the case, bro, I don't want to see you. I've said this many times before. Guy, if your heart's not in it, what are you doing in this ring? And Wallin, to me, clearly is a guy whose heart isn't in it. The guy's soft. Get him out of here. Isak celebration. Just get him out of here. Yeah, man. That's what I thought of that fight, man. It wasn't a good fight, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a low level fight. Is what I said to you. Low level, but that's what you expect with Chisora at this stage.
Yep.
It's low level, but somewhat entertaining in the sense that we know what Chisora brings. We know what he's going to do. He's just going to be swinging from the rafters from round one.
Overhand.
But looking knackered at the same time. And you say he's a 4-round fighter, but I think that's unfair to say because he manages the rounds well, even with his stamina. He's knackered from round one. From round one, but he always manages to go the distance. He doesn't collapse. He doesn't completely fade. He survives and he fights in spots. But look, I've been critical of Wallin for a long time. Look, I gave him all the credit for the Tyson Fury hell that he gave Fury. But we both sat here and said, look, Fury activated and won that fight.
Yeah.
He activated once it was a threat of being stopped and he kind of handled Wallin from that point on. But I think last episode I said it was the Rydell Booker fight. But it wasn't that. It was Kimbo
Sokolowski, yes.
He fought in the UK and it was a stinker. And I was like,
hey, man, we see Sokolowski give a few good men hell.
Yeah, but at this level, at the level everyone's talking about Otto Wallin being at.
Yeah.
It's not that he even struggled, but for me, that point on, I was like, yeah, Wallin's not it. And then he fought Rydell Booker, went the distance with. I was like, he's just not it. He's not a dog. I think we realized he's not a dog. Yep. And he's not as good as everyone was saying he was, is the truth. Yeah. He gave Tyson Fury hell, shout out to that. But since then, and he's good enough to beat soft people, like Dominic Brazil. He's good enough to beat Brazil. He's good enough to beat Rydell Booker, Sokolowski. Gassiev, he beat.
Yeah.
He's got skills.
He has got skills. We've seen. Thank you. It's just the softness was infuriating me the most. Yeah, soft.
And you can beat certain people, but being soft. But there's people you can't. And Chisora, we said it last time. I fancy Chisora because I said you can't move timid and against Chisora because look, while he got beaten up in there, he was landing.
He was.
He was landing. He was catching Chisora, which he should do. But because there was no spite or power or any force or any meaningful, he was just losing the rounds, even though, let's say he outlands Chisora rounds. Because nothing's really telling. Yeah. The judges can easily give it. The commentators were certainly giving it to Chisora.
And look at the story flows. You're seeing a man kind of, like Chisora was manhandling him in there, throwing him around, you know what I mean? That's also added into the story. Where it's like this guy is the dominant one here, you know. So that's why really.
Yeah, look, it was. I just knew he doesn't have the mineral. He has the skill, just doesn't have the minerals to go in there and either stop Chisora or win a points decision. And I saw through the Fury fight after seeing him in subsequent fights, and it's shout out to Chisora.
Shout out to Chisora. Look, it's just Wallin's demeanor even before the fights, preamble. That's what I really not like honed in on. And I was like, this guy, I don't know, does he want it? He's just happy to be. Like I keep saying, happy to be here. That's what he always gives me. Bare happy to be here, smiling. Like, how are you letting this guy put you in a headlock and then smiling with him afterwards? Are you okay?
Crazy.
No, do you know how? Literally, I saw that and I said to myself,
I couldn't believe it.
I want to forget my Wallin prediction. He was probably going to win this fight because this guy is a softie.
I couldn't believe it.
grabbed him, fully grabbed him in the headlock.
6'5", 6'5", Wallin is
6'6".
And you're smiling.
Joking around afterwards. Are you? Nah, come on, man. Come on. That's what I said. Yeah, you're violating. You're actually violating. Rubbish. So I'm not surprised what I saw in the ring in the end. But it was too late to go back on my prediction. But myself, I'm thinking to myself, boy, Chisora's going to beat this guy. Pure off the fact that, not of skill, pure the fact that he's not a softie like this guy. And it's a shame that, you've been blessed with a decent amount of skill, but your heart or just something in you doesn't click for you to then turn it into spite. Because in the heavyweight division, you need to be spiteful. We criticized Joseph Parker for time, and the fact that this guy is just too nice. It's showing now that Parker's finally turning it around a little bit, but in the heavyweight division, it does really pay to be nasty and spiteful. It really does. And I know for a fact, there's no way in hell, even Deontay Wilder, who I criticized the most, I know Wilder's not letting himself get put in the headlock and smiling afterwards. Are you okay? Someone might die that night, I'll be honest. It's not happening to AJ. It's not happening to, you know what I mean? This guy was smiling, bro.
I don't know any fighter he's letting that happen really and truly.
Yeah.
Like that.
Any serious guy.
Yeah. Even if you're Bridges, you're not letting that happen.
Word.
Yeah. It's crazy. Look,
imagine you line up. I couldn't even I know for a fact you're not going if I didn't see. I know for a fact you're having to get back. You're going crazy.
No way. When Grips is there, in public, in front of a big fight. Optically, you're about to fight someone and you're letting them get you in the headlock before. When I saw that, I felt like throwing my phone. I said, this guy this is craziness. Wow.
Craziness. Yeah, man, get Otto Wallin out of here. I'll never forget when Hayden said, I think the chapter needs to close with Wallin too. Because remember, that was Hayden's guy for time.
And look, the truth is, look, once again, we'll give Goro the credit. Skill-wise, he's not bad.
He's not bad skill-wise.
He's not bad.
I always tend to go for skill, obviously, but
it's
just something. You have to have dog, though, bro. You have to, that can't be taught. That can't be bought. It's natural, and it can really see you through fights. When Dylan White beat Joseph Parker, we said Parker's way more skilled than Dylan. Mm-hmm. He's been boxing him, but the fact that White had that just natural dog in him and was able to take that and turn it into a dog fight, which Parker didn't like, that's what saw White through that fight, and that's what helped him get that W. Sometimes that dog inside you can really, really, really come to the fore, and that can really take you over that line against someone who might be more skilled than you. So, yeah, man, it's crazy. But yeah, look, I've never been one to really praise Chisora like that. He should, I know he's a cult, like I said, he's a cult hero here in this country. I've never been a Chisora fan because he's not that good. But, credit to him. Like I said, he is a cult figure in the UK British boxing history, British heavyweight boxing history specifically. Was never that good, but always got himself to the bag. Always. I respect that. Always landed, every challenge for the world title twice, right? Yeah, Klitschko and Fury. No business really, but obviously in the Klitschko era, there was no one else to fight, to be honest. So he kind of had to. We know the Fury fight shouldn't have happened, but Fury was, busting his friend. But no, he has been like a credit, I guess, to the British heavyweight boxing scene, and he's given us many. Let's be honest, he's given us many iconic moments. Many iconic moments.
I'm going to shoot David Hay.
I'm going to physically shoot him. You've got that. You've got the brawls with David Hay. You've got the table flips. You've got, all sorts. The slapping of opponents. Chisora's been in many. The White build-up was crazy. They scrapped on the glass off and he threw the glass at him. Who's the donkey now? Who's the donkey now?
Yeah. That one.
Bro, he's given us many iconic moments. Now, funnily enough, this was a number one contendership for, I think, the IBF for one of the titles. Crazy. So he's actually in prime position to fight one of the champions. However, the talk I'm hearing, or the plan was for him to beat Wallin and then bow out on his 50th fight, because they're billing this as his last fight in the UK. Because I think the plan is to go and fight in Ghana now for the 50th in Africa. Now, Flowz, as I said just now, I've never been a Chisora fan. I've never really rooted for Chisora. However, circumstances change, bro. And new information is put onto people's plates. Now, if it comes to Chisora versus Ngannou, and that fight is made, in fact, I'm saying set it up. I need to see that fight. And I'm going to put my winner. I'm going to say my winner now. If that fight happens, I hope it happens. Derek Chisora is going to knock out Francis Ngannou. I'll say that straight. I'm getting out of the way. So please, guys, please set it up. So this is probably the first and last time I'm going to root for Chisora. Chisora's beating Ngannou. I'm telling you that for free. And I need all the MMA guys to watch that fight just so I can see something. Simple. So yeah, I really hope it's Ngannou in Africa. That is a good payday for our good brother Derek Chisora and our good African brother Francis Ngannou too. In Africa, love it. But yeah, man, I need to see something. Because if Ngannou can't beat a 40-year-old Chisora in 2025, oh man. I might cook up something nasty, boy.
That legit should have boxed again. That's
Yep.
With all due respect.
Yep.
With all due respect, you should get out of boxing if he loses to Chisora. So look, I think you said a couple of years ago that look where Chisora should retire.
Yeah, time ago. Yeah.
And throughout this podcast, that message has been.
I think every single time he's fought, I've said, please Derek, retire. But he wants to go at 50. So yeah.
And I've said, look, as long as there's money there for him, and he keeps winning as well.
Yeah. The demand will be there.
Yeah. Look, there's still the White rematch. Oh, there's still that Joyce rematch. They keep saying Dubois and AJ. Absolutely not. I don't want to see him anywhere near because they might hurt him badly.
Yeah.
They might hurt him badly.
He'll never fight AJ. He said that himself because they're boys.
That's fair. Yeah. Dubois, I don't think he should fight.
Nah.
Ngannou, for you, I'll happily see it.
Yep.
But Ngannou.
Who else do you see him fight for his 50th? Wilder?
No. I don't want Chisora to get hurt.
Okay.
I would like to just see him retire, but look,
he has to.
I don't want to see him against anyone.
Right, you haven't seen, but you understand now. Once you're at 49, you kind of have to do 50, kind of in it. So
I think the White one would be a good way to buy out, or just because you can see them ending that chapter, hugging and saying farewell, and him praising even after all their beef is just a good way to
both saying farewell.
Yeah. But the Brent Ngannou, I see it.
Yep.
I just don't think Ngannou is gonna take that risk. I think Ngannou could fight a Wilder, get more Brent, and if he loses to Wilder, he can go fight a Chisora still. But if he loses to Chisora, there's nowhere to go. He can't go back to fight Wilder. To be fair, Wilder happily likes cherries. So Wilder
will take it.
Wilder loves a cherry.
I actually
he's not
think
competitive anymore.
I actually think that him lose. I think that he can fight Chisora, lose Chisora, and still get a Deontay Wilder fight.
But are people going to tune in and expect him to win? No one's going to expect him to win.
No, probably won't.
If he loses to Chisora, he's not winning.
No, they won't expect him to win. But no, they won't expect him to win. But people will still tune in because they'll bill it as the two hardest punches in their respective sports. For example, Wilder's the heaviest-handed high heavyweight. He's the heaviest-handed heavyweight UFC fighter. They can still bill it, and I think it can still sell. But Wilder obviously will be a heavy favorite, and deservedly so. So, actually, I do really want to see Wilder and Ngannou too. You know, I really do want to see that.
I think that should come first. I think it has a bit more of a.
Now, I don't know who I root for that one because. I'm team boxing, but I'm also anti-Wilder. So that was tricky for me. I can't lie, bro. That's very
win-win, man. That's how I see it. Not lose, it's a win-win. Whoever loses, I'm crashing out. That's what it is.
But yeah, overall though, I would like to see that 50. If that Ngannou thing is legit, I would like to see that. I think that's a good cash out for Chisora, 50th in Africa. Why not? But yeah, hopefully the 50th, which I think he said it as well, will be his last. Whoever it is, we'll see who it is, isn't it? But yeah, he's been a good servant to the sport. I'll give him that. So yeah, shout out to Derek, man. Shout out to Del Boy. Definitely a cult hero in this country. And Otto Wallin, we don't want to see you again. Go away. Undercard. I only caught the Heaney fight, bro, and bit of a shocker, really, I guess. Heaney looking to bounce back from that Brad Paul's defeat. It's against a Frenchman called Khati. I think Khati's lost 5 times, 4 or 5 times, but he's been on like a bit of a winning streak right recently and won like 6 of his last 7 fights or something like that. So, yeah, it was seen as a nice touch for Heaney to get back into contention and to move past British level. The walkout was amazing as usual. He had a lot of people from Stoke supporting him. And bro, Heaney started great. I thought he started really well, started really positively behind the jab, looked dominant. You know, he's quite tall and rangy at the weight, so he was able to keep Khati at bay with a jab. And then it all just kind of fell apart, bro. I want to give credit to Khati. You know, obviously I don't know anything about him really too tough, but I could see that he had good movement, good footwork, and he kind of kept plugging away and getting closer. And I think it was was it the 6th round? It might have been the 5th, where he finally landed something telling on Heaney, and he didn't like it at all. Kind of retreated into the shell. You could tell was visibly, really went, visibly legs started going, and he saw the end of a round, but like that was a really tough round for him. Khati started letting his hands go, and I think that gave Khati the confidence to go on and really press the action against Heaney. And I can't remember which round it ended, but there was one round where they came together. They both landed at the same time, but Heaney got off. Heaney got the worst of the exchange, and his gumshoe flew out. Gumshoe, when the gumshoe falls out its peak, the referee's obviously gone to get it. And obviously the corner's taken ages to put the gumshoe back in to give him some time, but his legs still hadn't recovered, even with all that extra time. And Khati was able to really, go in and really dropped him, and then went in for the kill. And the referee jumped in the end, so Heaney got stopped on his feet. But it was bad; he wasn't looking good. So, a bit of a shock loss for Heaney, man. From watching that, bro, just from a punch, I think the 2 Brad Paul fights might have taken a lot out of Heaney. I think they've both taken a lot out of Heaney. We can't forget Heaney's not young. Like,
yeah,
it always baffles my clock. And he's 35, going on 36, so he's not young at all. And I think those 2 Brad Paul fights, which were tough fights, especially that first one, might have taken away from him. And I think maybe the punch resistance might be going. And obviously it's tougher when you have 2 back-to-back really tough fights and 2 wars at such an advanced age. And because he's not young, I doubt, I question his ability to recover from the big shots. So yeah, it's not looking good, man. Really, really bad loss for him. It's a shame. Did you catch it, by the way? Oh, you got that.
I didn't catch it. I was out and I came back. So I haven't seen the highlights. I haven't watched it back yet. But Heaney isn't a world beater.
Yeah.
And his rise is almost because of Denzel Bentley being. Our criticism of Denzel Bentley is that sometimes he fights below his level. He doesn't perform to the level. Denzel Bentley's better than Nathan Heaney, and he shouldn't have lost to him. He shouldn't have. Heaney upset the apple cart there. We always say Bentley can be upset because sometimes he doesn't perform to the level he should.
Yeah.
And Heaney's risen from that. He beat Bentley. Always starts fast. Always starts well, really, Heaney, and then kind of fades later on.
Yeah.
Brad Paul's fight started well, faded.
Yeah.
And he's almost performed. His heart is probably the best thing about him, as opposed to his skill. Like we've seen him show heart and fight. And maybe the last Paul's fight, he seemed like he kind of gave up in the 12th round. I think he got stopped in the 12th. And now he's been stopped again. So yeah, it could be punch resistance, but I don't think he's that good. That's the truth. I don't think.
Yeah, definitely a favorite, but not. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think his lack of power doesn't help him either.
Yeah.
Because we see with opponents, they're able to come on strong against him because he might be dominating the early exchanges and whatnot, which he tends to do. He starts fast. Yeah. But because there isn't enough pop by his punches, the opponent's able to then just start to come through his power and just walk him down and walk through him.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, obviously, like I said, that question is punch resistance now, given the 2 wars he's been in. So, yeah, his lack of power, I don't think helps him at all, which is a shame.
And discipline
Definitely,
as well, I think, because he obviously seems to get drawn into these wars when he should use his
always,
height and range.
always.
He starts off doing it.
Look, he starts even this fight, bro.
Yeah.
His corner laid into him because when he got caught and wobbled, it's because he started getting his hands were down. So, he sometimes he drops his hands and gets sloppy,
Yeah.
and it happens a lot with him. And
It's
that's what gave Khati confidence.
lack
And
of
after that good
discipline.
round Khati had, he just went and did his thing. So yeah, he has lapses where he will have his hands down. I think because he's a bit of a crowd pleaser, the way he
Yeah.
fights and whatnot. So he's happy to get drawn into a war when he doesn't need to. He's happy to put his hands down and try and rely on the reflexes when he doesn't need to. And unfortunately, that's come back to bite him in the ass twice now. So yeah, he has to really think about his next steps. He talks about, he wants to move past British level, but unfortunately, he's kind of back down where he was because he's lost to this guy. And this was for one of like the, I don't know, it's an interim European and one of the Commonwealth belts or something like that anyways. So yeah, a bit of a shame. But yeah, shout out to Khati. They came with a game plan clearly, and his team, they executed. So shout out to Khati. Worth mentioning, the quote, Clarissa Shields also fought. She actually fought on the Sunday, last week Sunday, right?
Recorded. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sunday day we recorded last week Sunday. Um, Obviously we said probably she's gonna win. She did win comfortably. Danielle Perkins, so she is now. This is her 4th undisputed, by the way. So she's been undisputed in 4 different weight classes. She's the first woman to become undisputed heavyweight champion. Yeah, women's division is crazy because undisputed in one division is a mad thing. As we know, we've seen men do it in 2 divisions.
Oh.
She's done it in 4 divisions. When we say someone who's completed boxing, Clarissa Shields is definitely one of them. It's a fight she dominated, bro. It's worth putting out the 10th round, bro, where she's dropped this girl, Danielle Perkins, with the most beautiful slip counter I've seen in a long time, bro. I know you saw it because it went viral. Such a wonderful slip counter. She's such an amazing boxer, to be honest. But like the way that slip counter was fantastic. Popped the opponent's head back, dropped her. Yeah, just a beautiful display of boxing. But yeah, Clarissa did Clarissa things, man. Shout out to Danielle Perkins. She tried, but she was never going to beat the GOAT. So yeah, I don't even know who next was Clarissa. She said she's happy to, she's calling out people that she's beat already. She's calling them out. She's actually bored. So she's saying, she's happy to bring back. Said she'll face, she wants to face, Franchon Cruz, who she's beaten before, and Savannah Marshall beat as well for her title. But she's champion again, so she was happy to rematch her. So she wants to bring Savannah Marshall over to the US so she can beat her in the US. Yeah, she's kind of bored now because there's no one else for her to fight. The Bound Gardner figure's dead in the water, which is good, I guess. But yeah, just the GOAT doing GOAT things, man. I don't know what's next for her. She can do what she wants.
Yeah.
And shout out to Papoose too.
Funny, man. Yeah. This is completing boxing at what, 28?
28, yeah.
Is she even 28? I don't think she's even that old.
I think she's about 28 now. Yeah.
Crazy. Shout out to her. Good.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, let's 29 actually. She's 29.
Right.
Let's move on to next week, bro, because we've got a few good fights to talk about. Let's start with Top Rank. DB3. Your boy Keyshawn Davis is back. I know you're very excited for this one, bro. I'm excited for it as well because it's a title fight. Keyshawn Davis is what, 13 fights into his young career? Is it 13 fights, I think? Yeah, this will be his 13th fight.
Okay.
So he's challenging Denis Berinchyk, very good Ukrainian fighter who we last saw up against Navarrete. He won that in a split decision against Navarrete, who, as we know, is a very good boxer, a guy we've mentioned many times on this pod. In true Top Rank fashion, bro, guess what day this fight's going to be on?
Friday.
Friday the 14th, Valentine's Day. Yeah, Top Rank don't care no more, clearly, man. They just look, they're gonna put you on anywhere. They'll put you if it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But yeah, Keyshawn is now the next one up with the Friday treatment. Challenging Berinchyk for his title, bro. What are your thoughts on this fight? Can
This
Keyshawn do
fight,
it?
yeah, I think he can. I think he's ready now.
Mm-hmm.
He's been calling for this step up. He's looked good in recent
Yep.
performances. Someone we've highlighted as a talent and
Yep.
a future factor for sure.
Yep.
So yeah, I think now is his time, man. He's headlining.
Madison Square Garden as well, is that?
Yeah, it's a big occasion for him. So this is his moment. This is his crossover moment.
It won't be an easy touch though. Don't think it'll be easy. It shouldn't be an easy touch. Berinchyk is good, as we saw. Obviously he's coming from that Ukraine Lomachenko kind of school. But he's 36. He's not young. And I think, yeah, Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn can do it. I'm rooting for Keyshawn as well. I really hope he wins. Just because obviously what he can set up in the future of the division. There's other guys in there that he's gotten into it before in this division and the division above as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think Keyshawn can do it. I think he has to try and use his. I think he's naturally bigger than Berinchyk by a couple inches, maybe, when obviously longer reach as well. I think he's got to try and use his size as an advantage here. Um, I, it's given me. I'm thinking Teofimo Loma, right? Where obviously Teofimo had the size and power advantage, and obviously Loma had the skill, but Teofimo was still skilled enough to step with Lomachenko once he tried to angle. I think Keyshawn's going to do something similar to Berinchyk, because Berinchyk, even though he's not like Loma, he kind of comes from that school of angles and whatnot. So I think Keyshawn, he's good enough to try and angle with and step with Berinchyk as he's trying to move around the ring. But also don't be afraid to throw his hands and crack him to stop him from coming forward, anyhow. I think he's going to have to rely on doing that. But from Keyshawn's most recent performances, bro, he's shown some discipline, which is what I'd like to see. And he's also shown some, I think some killer in there. And I think that's definitely set him up in good stead for this fight. And yeah, listeners, you might think that 12 fights might be a bit early for him. But to be honest, he's kind of been moved quite quickly, hasn't he, Keyshawn? And the Lemos fight was meant to be a banana skin for him. And he destroyed him. He beat that boy up. Don't forget, Lemos was coming in mad heavy as well.
Yeah.
Mad heavy. And yeah, in fact, Lemos was coming to take his head off. The way he was throwing punches, bro, just jumping in. Lemos was moving mad. But yeah, Keyshawn beat like very impressive win against Lemos. And we saw Lemos give the 140-pound champion, Hitchens, hell. Absolute hell. So yeah, man. It could be your time, Keyshawn. So yeah, I would wish him luck. I really hope he does his thing, man. And if he does win, the other champions at the division, what? Shakur, who he won't fight. He said that already. Given that they're veterans. Tank, who he's called out. And yeah, who's the final one? Tank hasn't got two, has he?
No,
Who's Tank's got one. Shakur, Tank, Berinchyk. I'll check now. Oh, Loma. Oh, Loma's still got one. Okay.
Huh? Where did these man?
I didn't realize Loma had one. Fairs. He's had it since last year in May. He hasn't defended it though.
Yeah.
Because he won against Cambozo.
Oh yeah.
It was vacant against Cambozo. Yeah. Fair. Loma's been quiet then. You ain't seen him for a while.
Nope. Well, what's happened there?
Yeah. But yeah, well, Loma's still top rank anyway. So yeah, if Loma's got to fight one of Keyshawn or Shakur, and he's very openly ducked Shakur, so I think they're still waiting on Tank somehow. Team Loma, to be honest, they're probably still waiting on Tank to cash out. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, hopefully Keyshawn gets that, and we get a nice little post-fight press conference and who he wins afterwards. Also worth mentioning on the undercard, bro, is from what I can see, we've got Xander Zayas, one of our prospects. He's fighting a guy called Slauer Spoma, an undefeated German 154-pounder. Don't recognize anyone in his resume, but he's undefeated. That's what I can see. But yeah, hopefully Xander Zayas does his thing there. Big Baby Anderson was meant to be on the card, but from what I can see, bro, that fight might have been cancelled because I'm seeing no promo from both guys. So yeah, I don't think it's
Really?
that. Yeah, he was meant to be on the card, but I don't think
Yeah, I
he's.
thought
I
it
don't think he's
was.
there. From what I could, I mean, I've looked at his Instagram page and I've looked at the opponent's Instagram page, and there's no mention of the fight. It
Maybe
still
they
says
locked
on,
in.
huh?
Maybe they locked in.
But even no, but he's been posting normally a Big Baby like
Oh,
on
this
his
is
story
right.
and stuff. Yeah, so and on his IG bio it says next fight TBA. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I can't find any mention of it being cancelled or if it's still going on. But yeah, hopefully it's still going on. So he's, he can rebuild. But yeah, we'll be there for the main event anyways. That's the main good fight for sure. Um, Saturday now. We've got another good fight, bro. Jack Catterall against Arnold Barboza Jr. Now, this is a very, very, I think, interesting fight, to be honest. For it's very intriguing. Both well, no, not undefeated. Unfortunately, Catterall has a loss, but in my eyes, he's undefeated. But yeah, Barboza is also undefeated, 140 pounder. Also, who's very good, very skilled. Um, Two very, very skilled boxers. And this is, I think, another final eliminator for the WBO title. Catterall seems to constantly be in eliminators. I think this is like his third one on the spin. But yeah, hopefully this will be his last one before he gets a world title shot. But bro, this is gonna be a serious, I think, banana skin for his title aspirations because Barboza Jr. himself is also really skilled and very good and also undefeated as well. I've seen Barboza Jr. fight a few times. Catterall will definitely be his biggest opponent to date, but he beat JCR. He beat Ramirez in his last fight quite comfortably, and that's probably the biggest name on his resume. But I want to credit Catterall, man, because he is a guy that takes on all comers, and he's gone from his little run is also really good, bro. Like you think about it,
Yeah.
he's gone from what Josh Taylor, what Josh Taylor, Foley, Linares, then Josh Taylor again, then Regis, and now Barboza Jr. Like, these are all soft. These aren't small touches, man. These aren't small
Yeah.
touches at all, man. So big credit to him.
That's the undisputed champ right there.
Do you think he's taking too much of a risk?
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no. I think this is how we said this last episode. Once you step up to the level,
you
ain't
can't
no
go
going
down.
back. Ain't no going back. He's chasing titles, and he needs to be fighting these guys to get him in front of those titles. He needs a title shot now. He needs his titles
I,
back.
yeah, I'm annoyed because even though I think this is a cracking fight between two very skilled fighters, by now, in my opinion, Catterall should have had a title shot. So I don't know why another eliminator has been thrown his way because his last fight against Regis was also an eliminator for a different governing body. But by now, to me, this fight should have been a title shot for Catterall, and it's for the vacant interim WBO belt as well. But to me, Catterall should be fighting for titles now. He's kind of been through enough tests, trials, and tribulations. So it's a shame, but this is also another eliminator that's been thrown his way. But yeah, big ups to him for taking it and fighting the best because he's really going to clean up the division, clean and really, I guess, announce himself as I am the top contender here. I've been through these other guys who you said could potentially be contenders. Beat him, beat him, beat him. You can't ignore me no more. Fight me. So yeah, um, I credit him for doing that. I think he'll win the fight, but again, obviously it's in Manchester as well, which is kind of home turf for him. That can see him through, but he's just got to be careful. Barboza is quite tricky and also a good fighter himself. So yeah, but I'm pulling for a Catterall win here on points. What do you reckon, bro?
Yeah, I'm rooting for Catterall. I
Yeah.
think proving he's the real deal. He's sharp on his tools against the right opposition. I fancy him again. Yeah, I think he'll win on points.
Yeah. Cool. On the undercard as well, we've got Reese Bellotti against Michael Gomez Jr. Robbie Davis Jr. is also on the undercard. Zelfa Barrett's fighting Jazza Dickens. Wow, that's a throwback name. Yeah, that's what I can see on the card. So yeah, decent card for Matchroom still. Yeah, hopefully Jack Catterall's able to bring it home, man. Hopefully. Um, yeah, man, that's it for the previews, bro. Also worth mentioning, I guess, in boxing news. It was news to my ear when I saw it. News to my ears. the Canelo Crawford fight is no longer happening. We saw we got the Comunicado Oficial from the Ring magazine saying, that the negotiations are kind of done now and they've decided not to press on with it. Very happy with that personally. I really didn't want that fight to happen, man. I really didn't want it to happen.
But they've turned back around, and obviously Canelo signed a 4-fight deal with them.
Yes,
Turkey.
Yeah.
So
it might come back.
Yeah. What I've heard is that Canelo's going to have a fight in May, and then they might look at Crawford after that.
Yeah.
But look, I don't know what Canelo's been on, because I saw it got cancelled for him to sign a Jake Paul fight. And then I heard the Jake Paul fight. I didn't pay any attention to the Jake Paul stuff. I didn't read a single thing. I just saw posters, ignored it. I saw Jake Paul tweeted, didn't read a word of it. But he signed with the new money team, Turkey. The new money team. I'm sure that's a good package, 4-fight deal.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's going to be good opponents. It ain't going to be no warm-ups or tune-ups. It's going to be good opponents. And
it won't be no Benavidez, though.
Yeah, because PBC haven't come to the table for some reason. But if Benavidez is serious, well, not even, he's serious, but if Benavidez
really wants to fight, go
something.
Come to death row.
Yeah. Try pattern something. Look. Yeah. But PBC, I know Tank ain't ever coming over to the Turkey side.
Never.
You don't want the tough.
The Al Heyman fighters are fiercely loyal to Al Heyman. He preaches loyalty and, definitely says some dodgy stuff about Turkey and them being dodgy and whatnot and the money being fake. I don't know. So them lot are very, very, very anti Turkey and that side. So yeah, they're never leaving. They're never leaving. They're not looking to fight outside America. That's the truth.
They're not.
That's the truth. They're Saudi, London, they said, it's New York, Vegas only. Mexico at must. That's it. At reach. That's about it, man. They're not looking to fight anywhere else. Fair play. Look, if that's them, innit? So yeah. But big up to the American fighters and the ex-Al Heyman fighters or whatever you've come across, though. Big up to them.
Yeah. Look, what we're doing over at this side, big move.
Monumental.
We're about to see one of the greatest cards in history in what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks, baby.
Yeah, lock in.
2 weeks. Lock in. Lock the hell in. Cool. I think we can leave it there, bro. Another good episode. This was episode 234 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, you know where to find us on the streaming platforms. Peace.
You taking a strap? I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.